I want to tell you something that most people in this industry would never admit out loud. I helped build a brokerage from 2 agents to nearly 50, 3 brick and mortar offices, 10 years of my life. And then we saw the cracks. We made a bold move that changed everything. This is why. You see, before I was in the real estate industry, I was in pharmaceutical sales, and I wasn't just in it. I was actually ranked in the top 1% of producers worldwide. I understood high performance. I understood competition. I understood what it meant to outwork everyone in the room. But performing at that level in the Bay Area after becoming a mother wasn't sustainable. Something had to change. So I made a bold move. My family relocated to our investment property just outside Yosemite National Park in the Sierra foothills. And I started over. What I didn't know at the time was that starting over was the best thing that ever happened to me. I connected with a broker named Courtney Twiss. And over the next 10 years, I helped Courtney build her company into one of the most well-respected independent brokerages in the Sierra foothills, right here in California. Recognized as the best brokerage in the region year over year over year. We grew from those 2 agents to nearly 50 in 3 brick and mortar locations. By every traditional measure, we were winning. And I loved it. I loved building something. I loved our culture. I loved watching our agents grow their businesses under her roof. But here's what nobody talks about when you're running an independent brokerage. The model has a ceiling. For Courtney as the broker owner, the liability never stops. The overhead never stops. The responsibility for every agent, every transaction, every risk lands squarely on her shoulders. And no matter how hard you work or how much you grow, the compensation model simply can't keep up with what you're building. For our agents, the growth opportunities were limited. For Courtney, the weight was unsustainable. And for me, I could see that no matter how much we scaled, we were bumping against the walls of a model that wasn't built for where we wanted to go. We started seeing those cracks. And once you see them, you can't unsee them. Courtney was a member of a Vistage group, which was a CEO peer group for business leaders. And through a connection she made there, she was introduced to a man named Don Yoakum. Don is someone who had spent years building some of the most profitable market centers in Keller Williams. He was at the top of his game in a traditional model. And then he left. He made the very, very bold move to go to eXp Realty, and what he found there changed everything for him. When Don sat down with us and walked us through the eXp model, it wasn't a pitch. It wasn't hype. It was just math. Revenue share, stock ownership, a cap model that actually puts money back in the agent's pocket, a technology infrastructure that would have taken us decades and millions of dollars to build on our own, international reach. And as we sat there and really looked at what we had built and what we were up against, we finally had to admit what we already knew deep down. The independent brokerage model wasn't going to get us where we wanted to go. The industry was shifting, and the window to make a bold move on our own terms before the market forced our hand was right in front of us. Courtney made the decision. She was all in. And that's when everything shifted for me too. Because at that moment, we didn't just change brokerages. We became partners. And together we founded Now Nation under the eXp platform. I came to eXp not as a licensed real estate agent, but as a co-founder. And in the early days, I decided to do both, help build Now Nation and do some real estate transactions myself to understand the model from inside and out. This channel is called Beyond the Commission for a reason. I'm not here to sell you a dream. I'm here to pull back the curtain and show you exactly what is possible with real numbers. So let me show you what happened. These numbers reflect my side of Now Nation only. Courtney and I are building this together, but what I'm sharing here is my side of the organization specifically. The agents I personally brought into eXp and the business we built on my side. 2024, our first year, my side of Now Nation closed $26 million on 56 transactions. And on top of that, I personally closed $4.3 million on 13 transactions. Not bad for year one as a brand new co-founder on a brand new platform. But we were just getting started. At the end of 2024, I made a decision. I was going all in on Now Nation, pouring everything into supporting our agents, growing our team leads, and helping our brokers build their organizations. And for my own personal production, I shifted to referral only and selective transactions. So what happened in 2025 when I went all in? My side of Now Nation closed $84.5 million and 206 transactions, from $26 million to $84.5 million in 1 year. In my own personal production, even while focusing almost entirely on Now Nation, I still closed $1.6 million on 10 transactions, because that's what selective production looks like when you're in business and it's actually working for you. I went from a leader in an independent brokerage to co-founder of Now Nation under the eXp platform, built alongside my partner, Courtney Twist. That's not a commission check. That's a business. That's a legacy. That's what beyond the commission means. If you're a producing agent, a team lead, an independent broker, and you're still grinding under a traditional model, giving away your split, carrying overhead, hitting a ceiling on what you can build there, I want you to really hear this. We were the people who would never leave. We had built something real. We were proud of what we created, and we still made the move because the model we were in, no matter how hard we worked, couldn't take us where we wanted to go. And the industry is proving that every single day right now. Major mergers, major acquisitions, brokerages consolidating because the old model simply doesn't work anymore. The question isn't whether you should explore this. The question is how much longer you can afford not to. That's what this channel is about. Every Tuesday, I'm going to pull back those curtains on what's really possible beyond your commission check. Real numbers, real stories, real strategy, specifically for producing agents, team leads, and brokers who are serious about building real wealth. The link to connect with me is right below this video. No pressure, just a real conversation between two professionals. I'm Michelle Roderick, the General. Subscribe and let's get to work.